full and captivating presentation. At this point, may we call on Department of Labor and Employment Secretary Silvestre Bello III to introduce our guest of honor and speaker.
Ladies and gentlemen, the President of the Republic of the Philippines, Mayor Rodrigo Roa Duterte.
Salamat po. Kindly sit down. Thank you for the courtesy. Titingin ako kanina kay Bebot. You know, we were neighbors during our student days. He was in front of my room. Ang kasama ko po si Yasay. Sa kabila po si Bebot, who comes from Isabela, and Dulay sa BIR. Sa mga puro Ilocano itong halos lahat. I just also mentioned in passing, came from sa change of command. We have in your chief of staff, Guerrero, mukhang Ilocano rin and new. He retired, but he would be an undersecretary as yet. Because there is a prohibition by law that he cannot assume the office for 1 year. So in the meantime, from being the chief of staff, he will just be occupying an undersecretary's office, but eventually he will be the Secretary of Interior and Local Governments. Inuna ko na po yan. Kasi si Bebot, nakita ko nakatindig kanina, talagang matanda ka na. And noon pa po, hindi pa yung uso yung style. Tignan mo yung sapatos niya. Walang medyas. Hindi na talaga nagmi-medyas itong taong to. Mama. So, it was just what you would call the niceties of life. Labor and Employment Secretary Silvestre Bello III, Professional Regulation Commission Chairman Teofilo Pilando Jr., PRC Commissioners Yolanda Reyes and Jose Cueto Jr., officials and members of the Professional Regulation Commission, mga kasama ko sa gobyerno, mga kababayan ko. I usually do this, but parang nakaka-insult ho naman na would you like to get rid of me immediately so I can finish this in about a minute and we can all go home after your dinner maybe. Pero kung gusto ninyo ng kunting drama at may mga pwede rin tayong salo-salo. I usually do not give speeches. I just want to have a dialogue, a discussion with you, the crowd. But I am not into making speeches like, good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. I just came from the chains of command to see that things are done in the right way. Hindi ako ganun kasi ang bunganga ko, Bisaya, Tagalog, the mixture of everything. Kami hong mga Bebot was for a long time a resident of Davao City. Marunong ito si Bebot. Hinabol niya doon yung anak mismo ng mayor. So, for a while, may trabaho siya. Maganda ang buhay niya. Kasi son-in-law sa mayor. At Ewan ko, hiniwalayan rin siya. Pareho ako. Sama kami. I just would like to say to you that I won this presidency on a very short syllabus. Ang sinasabi ko lang sa kampanya, perhaps during the debates, presidential debates, narinig naman ninyo ako that I just placed my agenda on a short list. And I said that if you give me a chance to be president, if you think that I'm qualified, then I would promise to you that corruption will be controlled or eradicated if possible. Then I will deal with the serious problem of the country, which is really drugs and criminality, because we in Mindanao really projected something like the coming of the extremist. And though we did not realize the dimensions of how it was being done, sub rosa, we knew that there was this activity connected with extremism. And it was only then when they started to raise their arms, we realized that they had kept an arsenal of ordnance and gunpowder and everything. And it took us about almost 4 months really to fight it out. The fighting has ended officially about a week ago, but may I just remind you to be vigilant and always aware that extremism is the problem of the planet today. And retaliation and vengeance is not far-fetched. So that you might want to just also be ready, not at this time, but to, I said, raise your awareness of how dangerous the world is today. Even in New York and wherever you go, I think the safest place to visit now would really be South America. Europe is a very dangerous place to visit. You would not know whether it's a lone wolf or a ton of explosives. Hindi mo talaga mabasa. At ako dito, hirap rin kasi we have this festering problem in the South, and that is the extremism and terrorism to its worst. And you have seen so many people decapitated in front of the TV. We have to decide at some point, I hope it would not be during my time, that we'll just have to fight it out tooth and nail. No quarters given, no quarters asked. Kasi we cannot live in this world always, and we can never be attuned to this kind of life of danger. The NPAs must somehow also decide where they should go. Terrorism will always be there. I do not think it will be erased in a matter of maybe about 5 to 7 years. Until such time the ideology of destruction and killing is part of the gray matter between the ears of the terrorist. Pati nga ako natatakot in the sense that they might opt to yung lone wolf na naman, because they have tried massive violent activity and they were defeated. And they might, I said, opt to something more than just like a similar violent experimentation with the lone wolf. So yung mga truck na you plow in, the drive into a crowd and just kill anybody. I am a a grandson of a Maranao. My mother was a half Maranao. My Lola married a Chinese, and but my father comes from Cebu, Danau. So in a way, I grew up with this kind of paradigm that there will always be something of, if not a war, then a bickering of territory. As of now, it is not really an issue of religion. It never has been, and it is not now. But maybe it will degrade into something just like using God's name in vain, and killing and destroying. Kaya ako nagtataka. Take it from me, baka I'm Maranao, and I said, I can relate well with Muslims, but the use of Islam as an excuse is something which is really horrible. Yung paggamit ng and I cannot understand when we have to take hostages, and I would like to share with you some of the most painful experiences doon sa mga tao, pero because of the nature of andyan rin the Filipinos, I think we are covered nationwide. But sometime in the future, I would. But I wish somebody would write. Kasi hindi talaga ito Islam. It was never a part of Islam to do such bullshit, rape, killing people. Mass rape, mass killing. I don't think even you'd be wasting your time believing in such a religion. Even I, from Mindanao, and a part of the Moro, hindi ko malunok-lunok yung gusto kong magmura, pero kasi nandito ako sa harap ninyo, lunukin ko na lang. No, corruption. And everything that you do in your profession, in the economic growth of the country, in the growth in the areas of construction, everything, infrastructure, whatever it is, even in the selling of, corruption has always been a part of our lives. And even during the time when I was mayor, ayaw ko naman magpahiro, but sila, a few thousand pesos is really intended for the boys. Kung hindi yung mayor na ugok, then yung mga engineer, then doon ka sa construction, city engineering, kasama pa bombero, magbili ka pa ng fire extinguisher. Alaman ninyo yan. So, lahat ng, mostly, the growth that we see now, especially dito sa infrastructure and business, whatever it is, there's always, or corruption has always been a part of what we see now. I realize that because I've been mayor for 23 years. And, in Davao, we started the practice of just giving them 2 or 3 days. I have done away with I don't know if Inday has still maybe she has not changed anything there. But yung electricity pati yung police kasama, this should only be one, and other licenses. Yan ang hirap. Yun yung maliliit na day-to-day realities ninyo sa how big your corporate body is in whatever undertaking. There is always that component of corruption. And in the matter of taxes, the ruling elite of this country has never had such any problem with the government. They do not pay taxes and they expect government to kneel them down because they hold power, they have the publications, and they have everything. So are the millionaires who contribute to the campaigns. And you are all businessmen, and maybe you can ask. I avoided money, especially coming from persons, the 400 of society who are there enjoying the benefits of governance, protection, and all, using public streets and not paying any money. Using government property almost 1 century, not even bothering. Had I not become the president, I don't know if we could have recovered such properties. I don't know if we have collected a few million from fraud. And, panahon ko bayad. And I had a large part of our campaign was the 40 billion that I imposed on a cigarette manufacturer. An airline not paying taxes, few billions, no collection. Hindi man nila kasalanan yan. But it is the condescending attitude also sa inyo. Kasi kung ayaw talaga ninyong bumayad, noon siguro, but ngayon, sinasabi ko, ayaw ko ng corruption. I just fired an undersecretary of the budget sa Malacanang and 2 weeks ago and 2 undersecretaries. We're just using the influence, not money, but using his stature. Yung mga ganon, the first whiff nga sinabi ko, if it's a case of corruption, you can go to my office or you can make an appointment and tell me about it. I will give you that privilege to the ordinary citizen and to the rich people. If you think that you are aggrieved by corruption, I will give you that privilege. May I talk to the mayor? I call myself mayor. That's the way Bebos address me as mayor. Don't address me as president. Kasi ang presidente marami. Presidente ng kumpanya, dito ilan. Mayor, ilan lang kami. So I'd rather stay as mayor. Kasi kung presidente, marami tayo. More than 1,000. Stick with the mayor. So yun mo lang gusto kong kausapin si Mayor Duterte kasi may isumbong ako. It's that simple. Tapos yan. At huwag kang matakot na he will hold it against you if it is not true. And that is why I said, if you come to me, you come with clean hands. There's a saying in law, it says, he who comes to equity must come with clean hands. And if your complaint is valid, if it's a legit grievance, I will give you that privilege, actually. To all the millions of people, basta may corruption, sabihin lang ninyo sa akin. And I will guarantee, huwag kayong matakot. Kasi sasabihin ko talaga yung... And anyway, by the time you go out of the room, he's also on his way out of the office. So what would be your problem? Unless, of course, if he's a violent man, and tell me if you are being threatened, so I can also be violent sometimes. Maniwala man kayo sa extrajudicial killing. Hindi maniwala kayo. We have always handled the government you must remember that when I assumed the presidency, I fired 9 generals for contamination sa drugs. I'm not saying that na wala akong kasalanan. To a certain extent, when I ordered the police to destroy the organized crime of drugs, because drugs could only be operated as an organized crime. So my orders to the police is destroy the organization. And if there are people in the organization, you destroy the people too. Kung sisirain mo lang yung opisina, yung makutsi nila, what would it bring to us? Look at Davao. You have been to Davao, most of you, almost half of you here. O tingnan mo, di malinis, makalakad ka ng gabi. It's because ganun talaga. Time and again, because still the issue, sabi niya, I'm repetitive and redundant, but that's the issue of the day. They're trying to picture me as something. Baka totoo. Kasi sinabi ko talaga, just like Marawi, when I was asked, I said, it will not stop until the last terrorist is taken out. O di talagang malinis. Yan ang sinunod. And that was my orders to the police. Now, why are they saying that pinapatay ko ang mga mahirap lang? Ang mga mahirap ang target ng Shabu. Shabu could not survive in Forbes Park. It could not survive in schools sa Ateneo, Lasal. Isali mo na lang rin yung akin kasi kanya man Ateneo, ako San Beda. May mga utak yan eh. So they know that your brain will shrink. At pag nandyan, but it thrives in the poor communities. Kaya magtanong kayo, bakit mahirap lang ang namatay? Kasi ang shabu is the commodity of the poor. Kasi ito baga tayo, well, of course, kasi may doktor ako, susunod sa Valium, or but yan sila when they seek solace maybe in the silence of the chemical interaction in their brain. It shrinks the brain. And nasabi nila na bakit ang ano? Because ang cocaine, ang ginagamit ng mga mayaman, cocaine, heroin, or marijuana, hindi nasisira ang utak. I don't know if nandiyan ba sa yung aid ko na nandiyan sa iyo. This is my aid, si aid ito. Mind you, Annapolis graduate ito ha, Philippine Navy. Tignan mo itong the incongruity nitong ano. Sa galing ito United Nations. Ayan no. The International Narcotic Control Board. Precursors. Chemicals that you need to mix everything. Paki-focus no. United Nations. Dito, this the cannabis. Yung inihit-hit. Then cannabis smoke contains 50% more tar than high-tar cigarettes, which put users at an increased risk of lung cancer and other respiratory diseases. Then you have cocaine. Galing ito ng sa mga loko-loko. Bakit? Tanggal muna yan. Cocaine. Effects. Mixing cocaine with alcohol is a dangerous cocktail that can greatly increase the chances of sudden death. Then dito tayo sa itong United Nations na to. Ecstasy. Pakilapit ng camera, no? Dito kayong lahat. Sa, then yung misquote me again, ecstasy. Tablets or pills that are sold as ecstasy may contain other potentially dangerous substance which can vary widely in strength and effect. Ito yung sa mga parties. Pangpaano daw ito, pangpa. Eh, baski magregalo ako ng isang supot kay Bebot, wala na yan. No, magkaedad lang kami halos. Duro kami. At na yan sila. Tapos, the drug that, heroin. Uses risk overdosing on heroin which can lead to coma and death through respiratory depression. Sabi ko, pinapatay. Hindi sila maniwala. LSD. What is it? Synthetic drugs. So the physical effects are small compared to the psychological and emotional effects. They include dilated pupils, increased heart rate, blood pressure, loss of appetite, sleeplessness, dry mouth, and tremors. Kanina, methamphetamine, shabu. Pakilapit nga ng bosa, may iba na naman ng baka ilagay mo dito o Oderex. Methamphetamine use sometimes triggers aggressive, violent, and bizarre behavior among others. Itong mga to, ayaw maniwala, sinasabi ko lumalaban talaga yan. Because sa lahat ng ito ang chemical that will shrink your brain and you go crazy. Talagang lumalaban yan. At maraming namatay. At baski sa aking panahon as mayor for 22 years, almost 600. Ako mismo na doon Talagang tutudasin ka nito. Kagaya yung kay Kia na estudyante. Well, you will know the truth, at least the version of the police, pag mag-umpisa na ang trial. But it will not excuse or justify killing a person whose hands are raised, ready to surrender or kneeling down, because that is really murder. Pero may twist dyan, but you just wait until But 3 days after, nag-raid na naman ang pulis kasi may report na naman na bintahan. Pagdating ng pulis, ang unang baba na pulis, he was shot right in the forehead. Akala kasi nila, ang pulis lang ang tigapatay. Look, I have lost 162 policemen in the drug campaign. I have lost almost more than 30% more sundalo. Bakit? Kasi sa Mindanao, ang mga laboratory doon, pag pinasok mo, hindi uubra ang pulis. Ang kaharap mo, basuka pati M16 na machine gun. That is why what precipitated the siege in Marawi. Try to remember. It was that day, fateful day, when the police were trying to serve a warrant of arrest against a Maote brother. Oh, what happened? They were met with gunfire dyan sa bridge na yung, I forgot the name. So they had to call in the soldiers. Ang pumasok, Marines. Oh, ilang namatay kaagad. Yung araw at the start, I lost about 6 policemen and 9 Marines. Kita po gaano katindi ito. And still this unbelieving, sa bagay, pampolitical lang yan. Those who can accept defeat and reality. Para pinipicture akong killer. Talagang killer ako. You know, you drink tang when you are thirsty. Talagang nag-uutos ako. Because I said, when you destroy an organization, you must be silly kung ilimit ko yung... Now, sabi ko, bakit mahirap? Because ang market ng shabu ang mamahirap. Hindi ba... Dito sa ecstasy, ang isang shabu kasi, it's about mga 200 on the average. I don't know ngayon, kasi sabi ko, umalis kayo dyan. Para pakita natin sa kanila. Whether there will be a rise of supply again or not, ay bahala. You go to the United Nations and Human Rights. There will be a rise in crimes again, and I just tell them, wag kayo mag-ano sa akin. You go to the PDEA, to the human rights people. Pati sa mga pare. Makinig kayo dyan sa mga pare na yan. Walang alam rin yan, kagaya, magtindig lang sa dito sa lectern. Magsaliti, kala mo sino. Tapos, yung pala, pareho kami. Ang bisyo, babae. Ayawa. Ay, high school pa kami sa Ateneo. Nako. We were all victims of pedophilia. Lahat kami, yung Secretary Dominguez na yan, kababata ko rin yan, really bright boy, valedictorian namin yan, kindergarten hanggang high school. Yan ang paboritong tinatawag ng pare doon sa labi nila. Tiso yan eh. Ito, patay ito. Bugbog ito sa... Di ba sa Ateneo tayo, confession and mass every Friday. Mandatory talaga yan. What are your sins, my son? Sus Mariusep. Ito po, religion. Hindi naman ako na, I believe in God. But it is not the God. Yang mga pari. I disagree with them. Ang God ko hindi pumapayag na ang mga inosente mamatay. Ang God ko hindi pumapayag ng yung mga pahirapan pa ng lalo. Ang God ko ayaw ng mga pari na pedophiles. Ang God ko nag-uutos sa akin na patayin mo yung mga... Ano bang word na maganda gamitin para My God is not an oppressive God. Alam mo, tingnan, Pilipino mga, I suppose that we are all equipped with, when I order to destroy because it is a organized crime. When you cut the head, cut the hands, cut the feet, and cut the balls, kung maaari lang. Because the act of one is the act of one. You cannot cook shabu and let it remain in the warehouse forever. You have to have some lieutenants to do the distribution and the peddlers. But if it is an organized crime, the act of one is the act of all. Parang octopus yan eh. The tentacles have nerves to the brain. Na ngayon, when I said, go out, hunt for them, arrest them if it is possible, but if you think you are confronted with a violent resistance, and you think that your life is in danger, my God, shoot. Huwag kang magpauna. Because the law says, a policeman about to make an arrest, the duty of this criminal is to surrender peacefully to the law. Because now the policeman is required to take you under the custody of the law so that mahila mo siya doon, dalhin mo sa judge or to the police station. But if he resists, the mandate is you cannot run away because that is cowardice. And that is dereliction of duty. You must overcome the resistance. And if he's using a knife, a hammer, or a pistol, pag tinamaan yung ulo mo ng bati, patay ka talaga. Then you have to overcome the resistance. Whether you kill him or not, it's a matter of what is the truth. Matagal ko na sinasabi na yung lumalaban talaga. Noon pa sinasabi ko na sa inyo. Every time I make speeches in the public, organized crime is an organized crime. Nasabihin nila, Duterte, bakit mo pinatay yung mahirap? You know my oath of office says, I, Rodrigo Duterte, among others, to preserve and defend the Constitution and to enforce the law against all, whether you are rich or poor. Hindi naman sinabi doon sa oath of office ko, you must arrest or enforce the law only against the rich. Never mind the poor, they are excused. If you are the poor there and you begin to mess up with then you will die. And how many, during my time, umabot tayo, you're all Filipinos, nanonood kayo ng TV, you saw the hundreds and thousands surrendering. At the end of the year, we counted 1,300,000. Panahon ni General Santiago, is just the chairman, hindi na siya, he counted 4 million. I'd like to tell you that that's about 40% of the total barangays of the Philippines may tama. And about 9 to 11 policemen are into drugs. What am I supposed to do except to declare war? Itong mga human rights, they invite representatives to come to the Philippines and to investigate. What do they get? Are they brought to the shooting stations there in Tondo, in Sampaloc, Santa Ana? They're handed down documents, extrajudicial killing, 4,000, may 7,000. Dublihin mo na. Gawin mo ng 20. Wag mo na, do not be so conservative. Make it a liberal thing. 20,000. Sabi mo, 20,000 namatay? Okay. How about the hundreds of thousands of Filipinos, children, housewives, being raided in their houses when the husbands are not there, and killed and raped because of drugs? 4 years ago, narco-politics na tayo. Hindi natin alam yan. I am not trying to blame anybody, any president, but it was only during my time lumabas itong ugly reality. Ang pinapakita sa mga ilan ang namatay? That's a drink actually. Bakit mo bilangin yung ilan ang namatay? Bilangin mo muna kung ano ang ginawa sa mga anak natin ng mga nyo. Ilang tao noon hindi makaalam. Pag-uwi nila sa gabi, tanungan naman niya mga sales girl niya, empleyado ninyo. Takot. I would not take it sitting down, actually. Sabi ko, hindi ako yung mayor na pitsog. Masama talaga. Why do I really blurt out epithets, curses, and all the bad things? Kasi galit ako. Sinasadya ko yan talagang binabastos ko ang mga nabit mga ignoramos kayo. Why on earth nakakita ka dito na ang binibilang yung namatay? How about yung pinatay nila? How about yung sinira nila na buhay? Mahirap sila. Is that an excuse? That you are there and you are poor and you destroy the lives of other Filipinos? OFW. They go out. Alam ninyo yan. Women, no. Pag pamilya ninyo, when you are gone, this family becomes dysfunctional. Either by physical death or lumabas ka. You go out of the country. Makes your children lonely. Unhappy. And it becomes dysfunctional. Then mawala ang nanay. If family without the mother is dysfunctional, itong tatay lalabas to work for another country. Itong mga babaeng Pilipina, talagang patahin ko. Itong mga Pilipina, nagtatrabaho doon. How many cases of Filipinas dying? What is the last declaration? Wala silang tulog. It's a uniform, it is a universal story. Umuwi siya, hindi siya makatiis abuse because he's being used by his employer, he's being used by the son, he's being also given to the brother-in-law of the... Pati mga pinsan pupuntahan doon, gagamitin siya. Okay, what is the mystery behind of this magpakamatay? It is the endless degradation of the dignity of a person. Pinapakain siya ng basura. Ito, universal talaga. Nang tulog niya, 2 oras. Maglinis siya sa bahay, maglinis pa siya sa bahay ng anak. Son-in-law, daughter-in-law, maglinis pa sa bahay. Bakit sa lahat ng all over the world ang Pilipino? Why is it na maraming nagsusuicide? Ngayon, they endure abuse, hunger, deprivation, degradation of his dignity. Nagtitiis yan just to earn money para mapadala nila dito sa mga anak nila at makapag-aral at may panggastos pagkain. Itong mga to, alam nila dyan sa neighborhood kung sino yung may ready. Hindi mayaman pero may pera. Kasi alam nila ang tatay nagtatrabaho, ang nanay nagtatrabaho, dublado yan. May allowance talaga yan. May pera sa bulsa yan. At magkano lang naman Cebu? Ang Cebu malit sa lang, pero wholesale yan. Kita mo naman ang people afflicted or addicted sa Cebu. By the millions. So bilangin mo at 200 a day. In one week, magkano yan? In 1 month, about 6,000. I-times mo yan yung original count ng 3. You'd come up with something like 216,000. 216 billion industry. Money that should go to the education, food, and everything for the Philippines. Kung ikaw ang presidente, no, hindi ka magalit? Kung ikaw, palit tayo. Ako makinig sa inyo dyan. Ito totoo. Napabasa ninyo. Hindi naman to akin eh. See, on the TV, we grieve whenever a body, a dead OFW comes. Tapos ito, we try to make some amends for our fault. Matagal na sa uli yung katawan. Kung hindi ba kita mapatay? Talagang papatayin kita. Magbubulahan pa tayo dito. Tama yung sinasabi na mapatay ako ng tao. Pero kayo dyan, mamatay man tayong lahat, I do not carry any baggage of malice. Sinasabi ko lang ang totoo. Hindi ko man. Kayo yung mga ano dyan, without paying taxes. ABS-CBN, putang, laki ng utang ninyo sa gobyerno. Do not, almost 15 billion. Dumating yun si babae, so only assess 8 billion ang. It's only the rich and the elite at yung mga old ruling families. Sino yung nagiging presidente ng Pilipinas? Dito lang. It's being talked in just a small room, drinking scotch at sinong kandidato natin ngayon. Patawag mo si contribution niya. Sabihin mo, 40 billion siya. O dito kayo sa akin, sagad kayong lahat. Wala man akong hiningi sa inyo piso. Hindi ko nga alam na umabot ako ng 6 million eh. Sabi ko, baka nandaya tayo, siguraduhin ninyo. Sabi nila, binigay ng Diyos sa'yo yan. Tanungin mo lang yung Diyos kung sigurado ba na hindi siya nagdaya, nakakahiya naman. I won the presidency without. Meron akong nakapag-utangan ng loob. Pero the one that controls, sila lang yan. Kaya ako, Davao, hindi naman ako akalain. Hindi ko nga akalain, manalo rin ako eh. Pag sabi nga, gisingin ka, nanalo ka. Pag sabi, totoo ka? O, pati ikaw mismo, nagdududa ka na. Wala akong dito, wala akong barangay captain isa. I won by a landslide. Ngayon sa survey, bumaba na raw ako, extrajudicial killing. Kung maniwala kayo sa yang basura na yan, sabi ko nga, may waiver na ako. Bakit kayo maghingi pa ng waiver sa akin, Trililing? Naghingi ka, binigyan kita, hindi mo ginamit. Ngayon gusto mo ako mag-issue ng nandyan na extant. And I dare any one of you here, use it. Before the elections, nagpirma ako kay may 211 million. Kaya sabi ko nga, kung may 211 million ako, I will step down. Kung may kapatid taga Central Bank, ipapindot mo yung computer dyan. Sabihin mo, atin-atin lang ito, tignan mo makano kay Duterte. If it will go beyond 40 million, alis ako sa pagka-presidente. That's my guarantee to you. Wala ako niyan. That includes my money, yung pag-hereditary, kasali na yan. Yan ang, napapilitan ako kasi hanggang itong mga, marami ko mga ignoramos, lalo na itong mga iyo, yung sa galit ko, kung hindi lang kayo, gusto ko i-mispronounce ko yung Gusto kong sabihin ng sadyain ko talaga. You goddamn people ay tatakbo ng presidente kung magnanakaw ako. 23 years akong mayor. Kami, mahirap lang kami. Puro kami dyan sa cabinet, puro kami mga probinsyano. Hindi kami taga Manila. Kaya sabi nila, bakit mo, mga kaibigan mo ang i-appoint mo? Yung lahat, it's either taga San Beda or yung mga room. Ito lang yung mga kilala ko. No? When I was studying, probinsya lang kami, pati eskwelahan. So yan yung mga tao, yung mga, sila, Bit Aguirre, puro bright yan eh. Sanay Dominguez, kababata ko. Tugade was a valedictorian. Ilocano yan, taga Tugigaraw. Halos yan. Lorenzana, yung defense ko, taga, I think he's from Ilocos Norte. Puro yan mga bright. Lorenzana was the valedictorian in his class. Sa PMA yan, no high school, ganun na yan. Although from Cotabato yan siya. Ako lang ang kaya alam mo, nagpapasalamat si Brunes ng education. Sabi ko, you should thank me, be thankful that kasi I am the one justifying your K-12. Original K-12 ako eh. Took me 7 years to finish high school. Halo para K-12 lang. Medyo matagal tayo kasi hindi nag-aaral ng husto eh. Pakita mo naman yung mga valedictorian, mga utusan ko na lang ngayon. Wala duming mga warton siya. Warton, trabahante lang kita, warton ka dyan. Balik ako sa corruption. Hindi ko kaya yan kung kayo magsalita. There is the 8888. Klaruhin mo lang, mayor sa office, sa local, mayroon kayong construction doon sa probinsya. The papers been there for 2 months. Mag-iisa, naghintay ko lang si Anyo kasi I appointed Anyo from general to secretary. In the meantime, there's a prohibition that for the nonce, he cannot act as one for 1 year. So, parang undersecretary ko lang siya, but he will discharge all the functions for me. After 1 year, maging full-time. May batas eh. Lalo nang galing military ka, then you transfer to the civilian bureaucracy. Binibigyan ko na kayo ng mga tao na sabi niya, Tugadi, corruption niya. Tugadi is a billionaire. Maniwala kayo sa akin. You know why? Estudyante pa kami. He was already a CEO of Delgado Shipping. Ngayon matanda na kami, during the campaign, kita ko yung lahat ng buildings niya. Kaya maniwala niya. Bebot, kontento na nga walang medyas eh. Kung may grab and corruption siya ro, baski medyas lang, hindi nakabili. Tinatago naman niya, bakit may na-atras? Anong brand pala yung sapatos mo? Yan siguro ang mahal. Paano yung extrajudicial killing? At least presidente na hindi ganun kagago. Kung sabihin pumapatay, pumapatay talaga ng tao. Gawain mo yun si Pilipino. I will end by saying, I will end my speech. I'm going home, nangyari. May iwanan pa ako ng aeroplano. Na, I am Rodrigo Duterte. I am a worker of government. My task is to protect the people and preserve the Republic of the Philippines. Period. You do anything that will destroy that equation, then, yung sabi nila na pumapatay ako, talagang papatayin kita. Maraming salamat po.
Thank you very much, Mr. President, for your message. May we request the President to remain on stage